Hello, it's Hurston with Storytailor, and in this video, we're going to create a language learning story utilizing the language learning story type. And if I'm honest, it's probably my favorite story type. So the first thing that we're going to do is enter in our story idea. And here is our idea. Terry, a fearless 5-year-old, crash lands on Lollipop Land where there are rainbow dinosaurs and must team up with a lion to defeat Mr. Broccoli's army ninja gummy bears to rescue the glittering unicorn. A very whimsical story, and I'll be curious to see what it generates after we select our language. So here we have a myriad of different options for languages you can select. In this particular case, I'm going to go ahead and select Chinese, which is Mandarin Chinese, but you do have the option of Hindi, French, Korean, Portuguese, Turkish, Polish, Swedish, and a myriad of other languages. We're also going to add in the details for Terry. He is 5, male. And for ethnic group or background, we're going to go with Pacific Islander. Now we do have options, just as in all the other story types, to select an inclusivity trait. We're going to continue to leave this at none, but just know you do have an opportunity to go in here and select something that meets the specific needs of the little one you're building your stories with. For the personality traits, we're going to say that Terry is brave, and now we're going to put in the description for Terry. All right, so Terry is a chubby-cheeked boy with a short, faded haircut, wearing futuristic metallic goggles, a high collar silver space jacket, green hoodie underneath, silver utility space pants, and a green futuristic metallic lightning powered space boots. Next, we're going to look at the story elements. I think we're going to actually go with perseverance. I think it kind of matches the tone of the story that we input. We will change the story tone itself to inspiring. I'm sorry, the last one was theme, not tone. We're going to change the tone to inspiring. And in this story, specifically the language learning story, I want to show you the power of this specific option of vocabulary words. So I'm going to drop in words like hello, short phrases like where are we? This is cool, and thank you. So you'll notice I'm using a mix of single words as well as short phrases. Just make sure that you comma separate them so that Storyteller knows how to incorporate them into the story. We don't want the back-end systems to interpret hello, where are we as one word or one phrase, even though they could be used in that context. We're looking at them as individual words and short phrases. Also in the language learning story type, I like to increase the word count so Storyteller has a little bit more to work with when reconstructing the story in context with the language learning story. Lastly, I'm going to set the time that this takes place in the future, because that's probably my favorite time frame to put most of my stories in Storyteller. And now we'll bring the story to life. And here's our story, Terry and the Magical Lollipop Land Adventure. We have beautiful story art with a mix of whimsical characters, as well as some that look very akin to what we're used to seeing. I think what's most important is that when you actually look at the story, you'll see that the short phrases and words that we added in to the vocabulary words section now show up in our story in context. This is a very powerful way to teach the young person in your life a new language. And if you have the create audio feature because you are a Storyteller subscriber, you have the option of actually hearing those languages said back to you. So you can even practice those phrases as you're trying to learn this new language through this fun and whimsical story. I also love how it broke it up into conversational information. So now when you read the story, it actually reads like a back and forth conversation. Storyteller has a lot of fantastic, popular, and powerful features, and this is probably the most powerful that we have on our platform. And that's just me saying it tongue in cheek because, again, language learning story is my favorite. But I would admonish you to go in and see which stories resonate the most with you. Definitely try out the language learning story. And then the next video, we're going to take a look at another story type for you to expand and have fun with your Storyteller experience.